A home game against inconsistent Canberra presented South Sydney with the chance to get their motor running again. Since toppling the Premiers first up, the Rabbitohs engine had stalled against the Sea Eagles and Tigers. But it was the green machine ticking over nicely in the early stages at ANZ Stadium.
Now the offload comes. A long ball to an unmarked Reece Robinson who crosses in the corner. Canberra go over first, searching up the centre, scoring out wide.
The South Sydney junior product then found himself in the frame again soon after.
Milford chip kicks looking for Robinson, who's there and gets an early double.
A beautiful kick. They just got the bunnies unaware, early tackle count.
Robinson's opposite wasn't having such a happy afternoon, with Lottie Takiri turning it over on a kick return, allowing Canberra to cash in a few tackles later.
Buttress flat for Tels. He put his head down, he worked hard, and he has scored.
Playing near-perfect football in near-perfect conditions, the Raiders were just about doing as they pleased.
Now it's Milford still running. Anthony Milford. Milford reaches out. He is never stopped, Anthony Milford.
Even in possession, the Rabbitohs were rattled.
Running for South Sydney and running into trouble. What a tackle. Joel Edwards, Jack Whiten.
However, the biggest sting of all came from the scoreboard, which showed Canberra in front by a staggering 22-0. Michael Maguire rightfully blasted his troops at the break, and their response was swift.
Sutton gives it, stepping his way through and over. Dylan Walker.
It was ugly, but they needed it. They really needed to get on the scoreboard.
It appeared as though the Raiders would redeem some of those points when Anthony Milford put Bill Tupou over. However, a check of the tape revealed an embarrassing blunder by the ex-Warriors winger. It was a massive let-off for the Bunnies, and one they gratefully took advantage of.
Sutton to George Burgess. George Burgess in the 10-metre zone makes a habit of scoring tries.
After being idle during the first 40, video referees Steve Clark and Paul Mellor were being made to earn their keep in the second term, denying Nathan Merritt what would have been his club record-breaking try after Sam Burgess was offside from John Sutton's stab kick earlier in the movement. Then they came up with the biggest call of the match.
Knock on by South Sydney. It sits up for Jack Whiten. From one end of the field to the other, Jack Whiten scores for the Raiders.
It appeared as though the ball had brushed Matt Allwood's fingers on the way down and travelled forward, but the men upstairs weren't convinced, confirming the four-pointer that sealed a huge upset. Chris McQueen crossed from an Adam Reynolds kick as the siren sounded, reducing the final margin to 12 on an afternoon that was otherwise totally dominated by Ricky Stewart's men. David Rowlands, NRL.com.